Discipline, structure, and consistency are very necessary when it comes to dealing with a submissive. This is why a lot of men choose not to engage in this lifestyle, because it requires energy that most men do not wish to expend. I mean, we all know and understand that men try to get, well, humans in general, we try to get the highest amount of yield we can get with the lowest expenditure of energy. This is also so in men as well as women, like I said. But it looks very different. Discipline is very necessary when it comes to getting your submissive in line. Your submissive will oftentimes try to test this. Now, one would think that just because the submissive is a submissive, that they won't push the boundaries of what is acceptable and what the rules and regulations are and not adhere to them. This isn't so. You have to understand that a submissive is still human. They have imperfections. They have things that they have went through in their lifetimes which have programmed them to operate a certain way. You as a dominant, your job is to override those things. I've oftentimes dealt with submissives who were more fearful of the consequences of their environment than the consequences that I would give them. This is something that has to be corrected. I'm sure there are other men, other dominants, who can attest to this. You have to get hold of the direction that your submissive is going in. If you do not, then you no longer have a submissive. You will have what we call a contemptuous person. A person who covertly or overtly seeks to dismantle and go against the grain of what you want to accomplish. We can't have this now, can we? Anyways, you must be consistent with the pressure that you apply. You must not let up. You must always keep your principles in place. You must also make sure that your principles are things that you can perpetuate perpetually. They have to be things that are very rational. They have to be things that you can do with the flick of the wrist. They have to be things that you can come up with on a dime. They should never be things that you just have to create out of nowhere, or things that are not very strong in relaying your message. I deal with this very consistently. Not so much so that it may seem like, once again, the person is being disagreeable, but they will push your boundaries. They will test to see that you are still in your might, in your authority, and in your leadership. This is almost necessary for them because it shows them that you are still there in the way that you came. It reinforces what they suspect. They're looking for a confirmation bias pretty much. But nonetheless, it becomes troublesome at times. But you must not let up. You must continue on with dishing out whatever is necessary to get the results that you need. Now, I'm not advocating for harsh punishment. I'm not advocating for anything illegal. What I am advocating for are things that work, things that have a high level of function, things that will get you the results that you want. Now, you must understand your submissive. You must know the things that they like and do not like. You must know the things that drove them to become the person that they were before they met you. Because this will tell you what you need to take out and what you need to put in. This will tell you how to mold the individual into the person that you want them to be, the submissive that you want them to be. This isn't always a very easy thing. This is why it is up to you to have principle in place and leadership skills. Because with leadership skills comes the ability to understand the environment and what is necessary to perpetuate oneself in his environment. Once again, you must also understand the past. This is very important because this is the thing that drove them to where they are before they met you anyways. This is the thing that is very important for you to understand because there will be times where that past programming will wreak his little head and show that it is still present. And you must apply the discipline in order to stomp it out because the discipline is what's going to keep the individual in line and on your purpose, what you intend for them to do. Because if you let it go at any point in time, you've just given the opportunity for the seed to grow in something bigger than the seed. And we can have unruly weeds in our garden, of course. Don't ever assume that punishment is too harsh. I mean, if it is, of course, it's too harsh. But don't ever assume that punishment in itself is too harsh. Punishment is very necessary because there will always be things that needs to be corrected. There will always be things that can be improved upon. You have to keep your submissive busy because if she is not busy doing your will, she'll be busy doing her programming's will. And who knows what that programming is exactly if you have not rooted it out completely, which is almost nearly impossible. Because what I do here is I take the program and I insert myself into the part of it that expresses. There is other programming always still present. But what I seek to do is when that programming that is present that I do not wish to be there but have no choice for it to be there, when it starts expressing itself, that's when I create a new program in place of that expression. So it is a constant battle. It is a constant energy that is necessary to keep up with the expressions of these programs. Maybe one day I'll give more detail about my levels of discipline. But for now, this is where I'll leave it. I don't want to make this video too long, of course, but I know you guys enjoy the content. So, keep in mind, discipline is a very necessary thing. The energy expenditure is a very necessary thing. If you do not have the willpower, the energy, the resources, the time to put into cultivating a submissive, I would not suggest anyone to take this on because it will become an instant headache, believe me.